Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
It's award season, aka Patters, and tonight is the best thriller. Just the thriller that captured me the most in 2025. This, me loving this movie. It's Flight Risk, by the way. I love this movie. I love watching this movie. A part of the experience of me watching this movie led to the idea. It just helped me solidify when we do the award show, if we do one, in fact, but now that we are doing one, it needs to be per category, because in no other way can we give this movie attention. This movie is a thrill ride. I mean, literally speaking, it's everything that movies like this should be about. When something is titled or labeled thriller, film-wise, movie-wise, experience-wise, we're taken on a journey, and the journey is this. We start at the bottom of the mountain, and as the plot unfolds, as we are introduced to, and we can say, for lack of a better definition of it, formulaic, but at the bottom of the mountain, we learn about the plot, we learn about the characters, and very quickly, AKAPADers, I mean, we're in three characters in a single space. This, and there's something to be said about single scene storytelling. We get this entire narrative. It's money getting moved around. It's everything we love about Breaking Bad and Ozark. Topher Grace plays the CPA. He plays the numbers guy, taking money for himself. He's now turning to the feds, witness protection, and he's being escorted by an FBI agent that's got a broken past, or a checkered past. And then we have the pilot, right? It's Mark Wahlberg. But the FBI agent, by the way, is Michelle Dockery. She's great, by the way. And then we have Mark Wahlberg. And he's the type of, and let's just say we're sitting down, we all know the plot, we never seen the trailers, but Mark Wahlberg just seems a little bit off. And as we climb the mountain, we're given a couple obstacles, right? The pilot goes down. We have to learn to fly for ourselves. The plane is going to dip. We gotta turn the wheel to save ourselves. We're going down, we're going up. All of these things, right? And then we get to the end. And we wrap it up very much like Speed. Remember how many people said how great Speed was when that came out? And we feel satisfactory because the villain got what he deserved. We know he's a monster. And then the story kind of goes on. And there's something interesting that happens with thrillers like this. When I say the story goes on, in the audience's mind, they're almost like carrying parts of the characters with them, parts of the plot with them, as the credits start rolling. In movies like this, I mean, if this film, let's just say, this film made, what was the box office? It was made for $25 million, which is amazing, by the way, guys. Box office, $50 million. Let's just say this movie just doubled that. It became a $100 million movie. On a $25 million budget, we would get a sequel. And you might say to yourself, well, it's a Mark Wahlberg vehicle. How do we do it? But there's enough story here to do a sequel. You could do a prequel. We can tell a story about everything Mark Wahlberg did before he got to the pilot of the original pilot of the airplane. Everything that Topher Grace went to. Everything that this FBI agent girl went through. There's a whole movie within the movie. And that's climbing the mountain with a thriller where we hit a peak and we get this pop, we get this explosion. And in some thrillers, it's literally an explosion. This movie is masterfully directed by Mel Gibson. It is, I think this is this guy's first screenplay. Jared Rosenberg. He might have had a screenplay, one or two. Somewhat, that's a familiar name. I didn't look him up. Why look up anything before you sit down with you guys? But no, AKA Powders, this movie is winning this award. It's on this list, if you will, because it's a film going experience. I kind of knew a little bit of the gimmick in this movie, which is a weird gimmick. They kept like advertising or pushing Mark Wahlberg having like bald hair, and his character's hair missing for whatever reason is a little bit shocking. It's a little bit jarring, but it's perfectly like criminal, like creepy guy, murderous guy, mob guy, like fit. It just fits his personality, and I love seeing like characters come to life that way, especially with actors we're familiar with. But Mark Wahlberg is so good in what he does. Again, he does the work. He disappears into the character. Mel Gibson like knows enough to just let him do this thing, and Mark Wahlberg hits it out of the park. It's a complete transformation. It's an utter transformation. And then here we go, AKA Powders, because I think you guys know this was coming. I did do AI. I use AI to get some quick reviews and thoughts about this movie, and they were not kind. So many people gave this movie like 1 star, a half a star, 1.5 stars, 2 stars, which is head spinning to me, because when it comes to weaving this giant narrative in the limited space with 3 characters, this movie essentially could be a play. This movie essentially could be shot in someone's living room. You don't need much of a set either. It's phenomenal storytelling. It's perfect execution by Mel Gibson. It has the drama of being in one of these small airplanes. It has the drama of being in the confined space with an absolute maniac. And it triggers all of these things within the human psyche. Topher Grace too, like does what Topher Grace does. I don't think there's been no role where Topher Grace isn't kind of like somewhat of a smart ass, somewhat quick witted, somewhat bumbling, somewhat quick talking. This is the Topher. We saw in Spider-Man 3. We saw it in, we even see it in Ocean's 12 or Ocean's 13, where he's playing the poker game. But AK Powers, I absolutely did enjoy this movie. I think you should watch it. I believe it might be on Paramount. Total surprise when it came up on stream. I watched it almost right away. It's the thriller of the year, and I'm happy. I'm happy to give it something, because I feel like the rest of the world has been cruel to this movie. But that's what we do here. Need I remind you guys, we watch the movies here. We put in the work. I love you. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.